So next Sunday we will be celebrating Mass for the first time in St Catherine's, the public Mass for 3.5 months. But there's a few things that need to be borne in mind. There's still no obligation to attend Mass. That remains suspended, and we will continue with the online Mass until further notice. So anybody with any qualms, any fears, particularly the elderly or any medical condition, don't come. That would be my advice to you. If you feel you really want to come receive Holy Communion, come to a weekday Mass. And that applies to everybody really, so come in the week if you possibly can. And then, because we could fit about 70 in absolute maximum number in the church. So otherwise, if you come, you have to stand outside. We're only going to open 15 minutes before. The church will be closed immediately after Mass. There's going to be no singing during the Mass. We need to speak as quietly as possible, I suppose, and to restrict any possible spread of the virus. No extraordinary ministers, sacristans, minimum of interchange that there can be really. And coming forward for Holy Communion, that at the very end of Mass, one row at a time, just one at a time, keeping at a safe distance. Receive Holy Communion, immediately leave by the side door. If you want to spread around the garden and speak at a safe distance to each other, that's fine. And immediately leave the church. Once everybody's left, the church will be closed and the church cleaned after each Mass. That's very important. So we're always, if there's any more who are volunteering to be stewards, we can always do with a few more who are willing to clean afterwards and to steward the Masses as well. Also, we're keeping a record of everybody who comes. While you're bringing, the best thing is you bring a little piece of paper with your name, contact, telephone number and postcode on, and then just place it in the box at the back. We've got a few pieces of paper if anybody's forgotten that, to do that. Just to help with track and trace. It's not essential at all, but it's good practice to do that. And nobody will look at that unless there's any outbreak of COVID, and after 21 days that will be destroyed. So nobody will see that, nobody will look at that. I'll put them safe. So there's just various things. There's a list of things on our website about how everything will work. So as you can see, things will be certainly somewhat different. As I say, if you have any qualms, any fears, do not come along. Have no worries about not coming. But just to use our common sense, to avoid touching anything that we can avoid touching, such as, the reader will just read from the missalette, any missalette newsletter you touch, take it away with you, please. So there's nothing left behind that anybody could touch. And we're trying to keep the Mass moving, keep it, reverential, but to the minimum time possible, so there'll be no bidding prayers read at Mass either. But they'll be read online as well. And, we'll keep the online Mass going. So it's a learning curve for us all, so we're just going to see how it goes. If necessary, we may have to, have people booking in beforehand, but we'll see how we go on, see if we can avoid that. And also, yes, when you come forward to receive Holy Communion, it'll be given and received in silence. We'll all say together beforehand. When I say, the priest says, body of Christ, you just respond, amen. So then there'll be silence, we'll be wearing a mask, cleansed our hands beforehand, so to minimise any chance of COVID being spread. Because, as I said, of our deep concern and love for each other, that's what we want to do, to minimise any danger to anybody. As we know, for some people it can be fatal, so we want to avoid that as much as we can. So it'd be great to see you all. I'll see some of you over this next few weeks. So feel free to wait a while and see how it goes if you'd rather do that. I think that's the best thing. So next week, do come along if you really feel you want to come along. But do hold back if you have any fears or qualms or any condition that is an issue. Look forward to seeing, hopefully, some of you and all of you over the coming months.